Hi, I'm Mike Marino, and this is a brand new episode of Live from My Mother's Basement. Hey, listen, I know you guys are watching from different parts of the world, but it's early in the morning. We usually record late at night. It's like 11:30 in the afternoon. I'm normally not even out of bed at this time.
But I want 5 a.m.
I wanted so badly to get this pre-record done, and she's always so busy that I said, you know what, I'll get up as early as you want. We'll have a little breakfast, and maybe we'll go someplace different. So, good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are watching this show in the world. Welcome to another edition of Live from My Mother's Basement. Obviously, maybe it's too early to be in the basement, so we came to a really cool restaurant in my hometown of Scotch Plains, New Jersey. We're on Park Avenue. My guest today is a friend of mine, but she's doing big things in the entertainment business, so I wanted to make sure I got this pre-record before she became too famous and said, Mike, listen, you're too small for me. This is Piper Harlow, ladies and gentlemen, okay? There we go. And the place is going wild. Thank you so much for letting me come to this restaurant. We're going to talk about this restaurant where we're having the interview. We're going to talk about Piper's career. And then, who knows? There's a chef in the kitchen. We might get to sample some foods while we do this. And since it's 11:30 in the morning, I think around 12, we might be a little hungrier. Brunch.
We're
yes,
ladies
it's brunch.
Who brunch. We're people who
Did she
brunch.
just call me a lady? We're ladies who brunch.
Ladies who
You know, I couldn't wait to have a brunch with you.
There you go.
Should have worn my jacket.
You should have. Oh, what's over there?
I asked before we did a little sound check. We've known each other for, I guess, 20 years.
About 20
Seems like
years.
20 years.
Yeah.
And I asked, how did we meet? So, go ahead, this Republican thing. I don't care.
I was just at an event in South Plainfield, and you were doing comedy for an event that they were having. And
No
that's,
kidding.
Yeah,
It
we
was
just
like a
started-
political party I was entertaining for?
I believe it was.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, they must have been paying me a lot of money because I usually stay away from politics.
Yeah,
and most
same,
people know I'm
same.
running for president. I've been running for president for at least 22 years.
I'm going to be the VP.
Yes.
Right?
Might as well. Somebody beep the horn at us?
Hello.
Did you see that? She said, I'm going to be VP. Somebody goes, beep, beep. You got to vote.
From your lips to God's ear, we got to
Wow.
vote. It's in. That just solidified it right there.
Here comes a delivery truck. We met because, yes, all right, I was doing stand-up, but you're also in the industry.
Yes.
And I believe when I met you, you were doing mostly PR
Yeah.
and performing as an actress.
Yeah, so I've been performing as an actress since I was a kid. Singing, dancing, acting, theater. I was a musical theater minor in college. And I started my own PR firm, kind of out of necessity. And that's how we met. And then it just really turned out that we knew so many different people in the same world.
And we've also had some crazy experiences, and we're going to get to that too.
That's true.
One of the greatest commercials of all time came out. Right?
Woo!
Not 5 Hour Power, but 6.
6-hour power. I was there when you filmed that
I know.
commercial. Oh my God.
I know. And then we went into a little bit of a trouble situation,
Had
and I
nothing
was
to do
calling
with
you
me.
for help.
That's exactly, yeah. I was happy to advise on that. And then actually that lady became a client of mine afterwards.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy, we got stories.
One
All right,
time-
this is going to
I
get
don't know
good.
if I can say
We
it.
got dirt. We got dirt. No, we can say it.
Okay.
I don't know where those people are. They might not even be alive anymore.
They're alive, but the companies has folded. So.
I'll bet it did. Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a product and you want to advertise it, you better be 100% sure that your product is real. Because if it's not, you can't blame the talent. I told you.
You're just getting paid to promote it. You
Yes.
have nothing to do with it.
That's why I was doing something for a political party.
Yeah.
I belong to all the parties. You pay me, I'll be on your side. I'm a sellout.
And that was really before like social media and
Way
sponsorships
before
were
social
a big
media.
deal.
And I have copies of those commercials. Maybe I should put them out as a goof. But this
should.
is about you. So
Oh.
I want to go all the way back to when you were a kid. Where were you born? You're a
Around
Jersey
the corner,
girl, right?
South Plainfield.
Was that right?
Yeah.
So for you folks out there that are watching from like Zimbabwe and all different parts of the country and Dubai and stuff like that, we're in a small town right now. This town is called Scotch Plains. I talk about it every day on my morning walk because it almost feels to me like the people in this town live in a little bit of a bubble.
It's true.
They're not affected. They're happy. They're nice to each other. People open the door for each other. They say good morning. They say good night. And the food in this area is unbelievable.
It's kind of like the Hallmark movies. That's what I always think of when I come to this
Yes.
little section, right?
This is a Hallmark
Yeah.
movie.
Guys,
we
come
don't-
here. When you're looking for your significant other, just pick a pumpkin. Like, that's just how it happens.
Oh, well, now wait a minute. I'm single. Where's this
I'm
pumpkin?
single too.
Where's this
and
pumpkin
we're here,
patch?
And we're here in Scotch Plains.
We better go looking for some pumpkins. Either that or some spice for a pumpkin.
There you go.
So born in Plainfield, which is not too
South
far.
Plainfield.
South Plainfield. She corrected me very
Two
quickly.
different counties.
Two different neighborhoods.
Yes.
Who's turning more red,
You
me
said
or
it,
you?
not me.
All right, it's a different neighborhood. One's known for football. Anyhow,
South Plainfield's known for wrestling.
yes, yeah. Sports.
Sports.
That's it, just sports. Then when you were going to school, I would assume that's when you got bit with the entertainment bug.
Even before then. So in high school, I mean, I spent 20 hours a week in the dance studio, in Joanne's dance studio in South Plainfield. That was the love of my life. I wanted to go to college for dance. My parents were like, not happening. just not going to happen. Because the life expectancy of a dancer is maybe like 25, 30 years old. So I went to Monmouth University and I minored in musical theater there. Because they didn't have a dance
Monmouth
major.
College, and then it's now
So
it's
it
Monmouth.
actually became a university my freshman year that I went there.
Is that right?
Yeah, because the NCAA won the tournament that year. They got all this money and went from a college to a university.
Oh, you know the inside scoop. I only know that I
do. My name's actually on a brick on a path.
Oh,
that
no
goes
kidding.
Yeah, because I was, I got to be in the middle of everything. So I was president of my sorority and the student government and like the theater, all the things. So
I want to be on a brick. I got hit
which
by a
one?
brick.
got a lot of bricks thrown at you.
You're on a brick.
Oh my gosh! But
Isn't that great? Not that many people could say, "Hey, listen, you might have your name on a sign, but I'm on a brick,
On a brick.
and the brick is in the ground."
It's true. I got pictures.
I visited
with my
once.
real
in a
hair
while.
color.
Did you take a picture?
Of course I did, laying on the ground next to the.
I could
But-
so see you out there going, you know what? I got to get a picture
Wait,
with
I
my
can-
head
do
next
you
to the
wanna
brick.
See it? It's on
All
my.
right.
It's
So
on
you're gonna
my,
pull it up.
It's on my my Facebook page. Sorry guys, we're looking for this live.
We'll
here.
be right back after this commercial break.
Look, see cover photo. There's me.
Oh,
and
that
my
is
brick.
hilarious. Jennifer
Yeah.
DaCosta.
So my real name
Class
is
of
not
2000.
Piper Harlow. That's a stage name.
All right, come on.
You could flip it. Look at that. And my real hair color, well, close to my real hair color.
She's on a brick.
In my Juicy Couture. That's a really old picture.
Juicy Couture around anymore?
It's back now.
Oh, it's back?
It's totally back, and I'm not mad at that.
Well, I guess if you have clothes from back in the day with
Well, I
Juicy
can't wear
Couture, you
those.
could put them back on and
Yeah.
And
that's
sport it out.
unfortunate.
All right, so this is great. So you Monmouth University,
Yes.
and then showbiz.
And then showbiz, yeah. Then I worked for a talent agency in New York, and that was the end of that. I did work in advertising in
No,
New
when
Jersey.
you worked as the agency, were you doing like commercials, trying to get people booked for things?
Yeah, I ran all the open call presentations, and it was kind of when the internet was becoming a big deal. And this is really dating me right now. I like to not age myself, but here we go. It was really when like digital com cards weren't a thing yet, because the internet was just coming about. So you remember, right? Like if you were going on an audition as an actor or a model, you got to carry around your paper
Zed
headshot,
card.
yeah, with all the stuff on the back. And this company was making it digital and trying to create a way for agents and clients, Calvin Klein, whoever it might be, to just go on the internet and say, I need somebody this height, this weight, this size, whatever, boom, and all those people will come up. So it saves a lot of time. It was a little bit ahead of its time, that company, and then Lou Pearlman bought it, and then Lou Pearlman went to jail. So,
Is that right? I'm not familiar
yes,
with this.
he was the guy, he owned Transcontinental Airlines. He
Oh.
created like the Backstreet Boys and all those, and then
We need
they
to get him
fired
out of jail.
Well, he's dead, so it don't matter now. I think he died in jail.
One of the craziest things, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, is the sign of the times. When I started in TV commercials, I guess I was 12, 13 years old. You had a headshot, it was black and white.
Black and white,
You were
yes.
lucky you could afford to make 10 of them.
And there was no Photoshop, so you better hope that you had good lighting that day.
Not only did you have to have good lighting, which we're thankful we have some good lighting in here, but they had this thing called etching. Was it etching? When you would make person's eye whites whiter.
Oh, maybe, yeah. But that was like, you had to pay a lot of money for that.
Yes.
There was only a few people who could do it.
Yes, and they did it with razor blades.
Wow.
What the heck was that called? Well, anyway, then the digital age, and you would take a picture and you could put it in the computer.
In the computer.
In the computer. That's Italian for computer. You put it in the computer, and they would etch it out somehow magically. I remember when I first moved to California, they had a thing called the lithograph.
Oh.
And you get 300 pictures for $20.
Wow.
Now people would look at you and go, "What do you have 300 pictures for?"
I know. Just email it to me.
Click the button.
Now if I could just find where it is in my phone.
I have black and whites from back in the day.
So do I.
My mother's favorites.
We should find them.
You got them?
I have them. My hair is like super short. I mean, it's so 90s.
And I had hair. It's fun, the memories, the way things were, the going through the way things used to be. That's why I'm happy after being in Los Angeles for 30 years, coming home to Scotch Plains, and people are still the same, happy and embracive to what we do.
Yeah.
So to work as an agent is kind of hard because did you ever look at the breakdowns, which tells the world what's going on in showbiz, and say to yourself, why am I working as an agent? I'm perfect for this role.
100%.
I'm leaving this
100%.
office right now.
Yeah, no, that actually happened, and there was quite a few times when I took the train, into Queens, and I by myself. I was such an idiot. I didn't know where I was going. My mom's here. She didn't even know that happened, but now you know.
She brought her mom.
Whoops.
It's very endearing.
Yes. Well, mom's retired now, so we gotta, you gotta give her something.
Hey, when I was a kid, I don't know about you, but maybe they even say this, I'm not sure, but they had showbiz parents, mostly moms. So when I would go on auditions, people would say to me, "Is your mom here? Do you have a showbiz mom?" And I'm like, my mother hardly speaks English.
Right?
She ain't coming here.
She's here with the bucket of pasta.
She's a bucket of pasta.
You hungry?
Ma, what you do? I see you on television. What do you do to do this? What do you do to do this? I'm like, just forget it. Isn't that? It's kind of sad and fun, I guess, all at the same time, because my parents were like, "You're going to work for your father, right?" I'm like, "No, I'm going to be an actor." "Yeah, pretend you're a construction worker. Play
Well, yeah, that's interesting because I'm the only one in my family like this. In fact, my dad's a chiropractor. His first office was on 2nd Street here.
Oh, right.
In Scotch Plains.
Wow.
Yeah, and he was kind of also like musician by night though. So I grew up with a band in my basement for the most part. I think maybe that's where I got it.
I love that.
But yeah, like my mom's a little bit different. My mom loves to do yard work, things like that. I no interest in that. So. She ran the operating room for 25 years, and I mean, I can't even watch shows where they're cutting people. Can't do it. Can't do it.
I cringe at my own cuts.
Right?
I don't know. I have a big love for people who take care of other people.
Yeah.
On how they do
God
it.
bless. God bless.
I go to urgent care, just crying.
Oh,
What's the
my
matter?
God.
I think I got a fever.
That's how
I can't
every
look.
little thing. I call her up. I went to go film the other day, and I guess just because I was sitting so long in the car and everything was weird, I started getting this pain here. I'm calling her up. I'm like, "I think I'm having a heart attack. I don't know what's happening." She's like, "Just take Advil, relax." I was fine.
My mother worked in the ER. Every time somebody got hurt, she said, "Have 7-Up. You'll be fine."
It's true.
Just have a glass
And
of
some
7-Up.
pastina. That's Italian penicillin. That's all we needed.
Supposedly they don't have that anymore. Bastina, you can't get it.
I literally bought boxes of it when they said that it was going out.
So it really did get discontinued?
I think it was just the one brand.
Ronzoni?
Ronzoni, yeah. I think we should go, where's it, Barilla?
Google
One
it.
of them. Google
We're
it.
gonna bring it back.
We are. We should go to the supermarket.
You can't live without Bastina.
No, you have to.
That's the way my mother would say it. "Oh, I'm gonna make you a nice bowl of Bastina. I'm gonna put a little wine in it, and your throat's gonna
Wine?
be 100 bucks wine."
I never had the wine in
My
it.
mother put wine in the
Oh.
Bastina.
Knock you
Especially
right
when
out.
you're like 10. You're gonna sweat.
But you're gonna sleep real good.
You're gonna sweat, and you're not gonna get up for a couple days. Your mother got things to do. Go sleep.
Eat your soup.
How many kids in your family?
Just two, me and my brother. A lot of cousins.
And he's not a show business.
No, not
Brother.
at all. He was athletic. I was not athletic whatsoever. I tried. I got a basketball trophy because our team won first place, but not one time did I get the ball. I was one of two girls on the team, and they never gave us the ball. I got a first place trophy, and I said, "Do I have to play anymore?" My parents were like, "Well, you got first place, so I guess no."
Italians are not known for playing basketball. It's not
No.
that, hey Jen, you want the ball? No, you keep it.
But I was a cheerleader. Actually, I went to Mount St. Mary's for high school.
Oh, now
So
we
I
got
was
now we
the
got something to
cheerleading
talk
captain
about.
for the all-girls basketball team.
You went to Mount St.
I
Mary's?
did, and my
Really?
brother and my dad went to St. Joe's.
Do you know that this iconic school sits up in the mountains of Watchung, right?
Yeah,
Off
like
Route 22.
literally right at the end of Terrell Road here.
Right. I guess I was kind of in the area. I went to Nissan.
There you go.
My car worked on. But your whole life, living in this area, my whole life, most people, you look up at this iconic school, and most people never even been up the driveway. And you start to
It's like
think,
a
you
caravan.
better not go up there. Something bad's going to happen. There's ghosts up there.
No, my mom would tell me that it was Annie's orphanage.
Yes.
And ironically, because it used to be a boarding school.
You don't want to go to school
You
there.
drive down 22 on Sundays and you'd see like the clothes hanging on the lines because they were doing their laundry and the nuns lived up there. And then when I went to Monmouth University, I didn't know until we had the tour that was the main building. That was Daddy Warbucks' mansion in the movie. So I'm like, well, I have to go here. And I was just running up and down the staircase singing.
Is that
I
right?
think I'm gonna like it here.
Oh, go ahead, sing the song.
All of
I don't even know how the song goes. I just remember being petrified that you can't go up to that school, especially if you're a guy, because the dragon will eat you.
So,
There's a
okay, so
there's
my
a-
mom
there's a
actually
dragon
became
up
the
there.
school nurse when I was a sophomore.
At Mount St.
At Mount
Mary's?
St. Mary's.
Really?
Yeah, the school nurse had retired, and my brother was in school, and so she was bored and became the school nurse, which was the one job she said she would never do, but she did it. And boys were not allowed up there. So every once in a blue moon, like a guy would get permission to come pick up his girlfriend or whatever it was, and like the whole school would go nuts, like trying to fix your hair, this and that. Like he didn't care about us, whatever. But
Oh my God, how about now?
I have no idea.
I could pretend I'm a delivery
no
guy and go
idea.
up there with some pizzas. Hey, girls.
But it was, it was a little strict. We used
A
to.
little.
We used to, well, you would get in trouble if it was the summertime and you had a free period and you're outside like rolling your sleeves up. We would slide down the hill on the lunch trays in the winter. But
You know what, everybody, you have to Google this school because it does, in my opinion, look scary. When you
It's-
look up that
it's
mountain,
big.
especially when it snows,
Yeah.
and you're wondering how does anybody even get up there?
Well, it's like a caravan, like it's a U-shaped thing. It's very, not U-shaped, well, whatever, like an S-shape getting up there. And there have been times, I remember we had a really bad storm one time, and the trees fell down on either side because there's only one way up and one way down, and we were just stuck there, and we had to wait,
So is it not true or true that everybody goes to school there to become a nun? That's what I was always told.
Didn't work for me. That's when I discovered boys.
She's not a nun, and her mother's watching.
Yeah, there's a lot of other names that school has, but
I won't say any of them. But you went there. Wow, that's
I
cool.
did. Well, I went to public school all like before then, and I actually kind of got into a fight with this girl in 8th grade, and my parents were like, "That's it, you're going to private school." I tried to flunk the admittance test. I tried to like jump out of the car, and my dad was taking me there. And he like locked the doors, but
It's a rebellious Italian girl from New Jersey.
I didn't want to go. I
Ain't
didn't want
going.
to go. I had my big permed hair. Like I didn't fit in with these girls. But I will tell you though, my best friends to this day are the people from that school.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So it really,
Is it still a very strict school, still for women only?
yeah, it's an all-girls school.
But it wasn't, is it Catholic?
Yeah, it's a Catholic. There's nuns there. I had nuns that were teachers. I had never experienced anything like that in my life. So it was a real culture shock. Uniforms. I cried. I don't think I talked to my parents for a week when the uniforms came in the mail. Like, I had
White
big
shirt with a
hair.
tie?
No, it was blue with like a plaid kilt.
In my,
Kind of this color,
in
actually.
in
Now
my-
I'm getting a little freaked out.
In my humble opinion, more kids should be going to that type of school now than ever.
I agree with
Straighten
that.
you
I
out.
agree with that. But we had so
No,
much
no, wait,
fun.
let's just put this down. Get a couple of these kids that got this pronoun problem and send them to Mount St. Mary's. Wait till you see what your pronouns sound like when you're done.
Yes, sister. That's
Right? What's your pronoun? A knuckle sandwich.
Oh my gosh.
But you got one hell of an education from
Definitely.
from the university,
Yeah.
that school, Plainfield, tough girl from the streets here in
That's it.
South Plainfield.
South Plainfield. I'm actually in grad school
Showbiz.
now.
Are you
getting
really?
my MBA. I'm like halfway through.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
An actress.
Oh.
No, I'm getting my my business degree in entrepreneurship and family enterprise. 'Cause why not?
When you were working as an agent, did you get auditions for yourself?
You really weren't supposed to. So I couldn't work. If there was something that I wanted to audition for, I could not be placing anybody for that because it was a conflict of interest. But I did, I did some Law and Order. I think everybody, you have to. If you live in this area and you're getting started, if you're not an extra on Law and Order, you don't have a career. It's a rite of passage. You
Or
have
an
to
under
do it.
5?
Yeah, I did.
Couple of lines.
Yeah, I did a couple of commercials for, it was called Bristol University.
Yeah.
It was this like ESPN thing. Again, I don't know about sports, so these guys were there, like Chris Berman. I had no clue who these people were, and I just come home and I'm like, yeah, I work with this person, and people who know sports were like, oh my God. I'm like, I really have no clue who that was.
But in all your endeavors, pursuing a career as a talent, I always say talent. I don't like the fact that they changed actor and actresses to just the actor.
No, I like
No,
talent
there's
too,
two.
because you do more than just act.
You're more than that.
Yeah.
Acting is one part of this business, and this is business. I became a comedian because I wasn't earning enough money as an actor, and I knew there was a way to create a career by becoming a funny person. And now I get all the roles as an actor because someone saw me
Yes.
as a comedian.
Yeah.
And said, well, he's right for this.
You have to really make your own way, and that's even like with the talk show now on News 12. This is my own production. This is my own show. It was my way to get myself out there with all the other competition that's out there.
Well, let's go for that, because
Okay.
I also want you all to hear the story about who she's related to. Are you forgetting?
I'm not, because we're sitting in his restaurant. Or was there somebody else I'm related to?
No, Mike Kelly.
I'm not related to Mike Kelly, but Mike Kelly became a friend when I was actually in a lawsuit with somebody that I had raised $7 million in funding for her film.
Now we want to listen, don't we? There's a lawsuit involved.
There was.
I thought you were related to Mike Kelly. Mike Kelly is a producer-director from New Jersey who I met working on TV shows in Los Angeles. And he directed my first big comedy special at the Paramount in Asbury Park, 2007.
Wow.
And he's a phenomenon.
Yeah.
He used to direct episodes of Seinfeld and the Nikki Cox Show and many, many shows. But he's related to, or a descendant of, or the nephew
nephew of
he's the
Gene
nephew
Kelly.
of Gene Kelly,
Yeah.
the singer-dancer from the Sinatra
He is my
era.
all-time favorite actor,
Gene Kelly.
That man can sing and dance, and as a dancer, tap was one of the things I used to do. This man was effortless. I mean, he would like float and do these complicated dance moves.
See, that's great stuff too. Tell us about the real deal dancers, because now we look at some dancing and I think some stuff looks incredible, but when you think of Fred Astaire, when you
Yes,
think of
Bob Fosse.
yes, they just looked like it was so easy to do, and they were floating around.
100%.
And they danced with a partner. It looked like, shouldn't that hurt? But it don't.
So-
Or maybe it does. I don't know.
Sometimes it does. Bob Fosse, actually, did you know, a lot of his movements were always kind of hunched over, and because he actually had a natural curve in his back.
Oh.
And he couldn't get a lot of dance jobs, so he used it to his advantage and said, I'm going to create the style. So part of, a lot of the things that you see, he hated that he was a little bald, so he wore a hat, and that's what he would do. In fact, the only time I was ever starstruck was with, well, 2 times, but when I met Anne Reinking.
I
Do
don't
you
know
even
who
know
that
who
is.
she is? Anne was Bob Fosse's lead. She was his girlfriend. Like, he actually never got divorced from Gwen Verdon.
I didn't even know the guy was married.
Okay, so do you remember Annie?
Say these dancers.
Do you remember the movie Annie?
Yes.
Grace, the woman who worked for Daddy Warbucks, who went to get Annie. That's her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I actually met her at an event that my friend. So what's his name? I'm having a brain fart now because I'm getting hungry. Dudley Moore. Dudley Moore lived here on Martine Ave.
Get out.
Yeah, the
of
last
here.
couple years of his life. And my hairdresser, who's a very good friend of mine, her parents grew up with him, so he moved in next to them when he was sick, and I would, always go over to the house. And
Dudley Moore lived in this town?
Dudley Moore is buried right in the cemetery on Woodland Ave.
You're kidding.
No.
Wow.
So
I've always said a lot of famous people come from this area.
So true. Meryl Streep, she's from maybe where? Westfield or Sterling? Yeah, she's from here. Everybody's from here.
Holy shit. Everybody.
Yeah.
Because we live hard here.
Yeah, the girl.
and we
Who's
work
the girl?
hard.
The redhead girl from that '70s show. Her dad.
Oh,
worked-
we could.
Yeah.
We could-
Laura's what? Freepon? I don't remember her name.
We can
but
go
she was
down
in
a
Orange is
list
the New
of
Black. Yeah.
major talent that came out of New Jersey in general. Frank Sinatra. I mean, Bruce Springsteen.
There you
how,
go.
how many hours you got?
Brittany Murphy with some Edison. Like, everybody's here.
Yeah. And now us.
And now us. We've just always been
So
here.
you do. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
We're
no,
doing on.
no.
We're on the dancing story.
Yeah, so I went to this benefit concert for Dudley Moore, and everybody was there. Barbara Walters hosted it, and like Chevy Chase, and I knew that Anne was going to be there. And when I finally saw her, it was one of those. It was like a scene out of a movie. There was nobody standing around in this huge hallway, and she's just right there, and I'm like, oh, like I didn't even know what to say, but she was super nice, and yeah.
That's so cool. Well, what happened with this Gene Kelly thing? Because I knew you were working with Mike Kelly, who is the nephew of Gene Kelly, who is an icon.
Yeah.
What were you guys doing? Because I remember you called me. I was in California, and you were saying I'm working with Mike Kelly. I'm like, oh, I love Mike.
Yeah, so I don't remember how we got in contact with each other, but it had to do with that lawsuit. And he called me up and he's like, listen, like this woman is absolutely insane. And she has no backing, she has no whatever. He had looked at the script. I don't remember if his wife had something to do with it, but he's like, because I made this a federal lawsuit. And he's like, forget about it. Don't even worry about it. She's not collectible because I promise you that movie will never get made, even if she tries to do it. And here we are, years later.
And it didn't.
No, and he's a great person that I talked to. I think he's kind of like retired at this point. He was doing some stuff with, was it American Idol?
Yeah,
Disney,
but
yeah.
I think Mike is retired, and he was also like a 5th-degree black belt in karate. This guy he was the nicest person you ever
Really
wanted to meet,
so
but
nice.
don't get on his bad side.
Yeah.
So-
Anything you need help, you call him. Yeah, he's there for you.
So then talk to us about this publicity thing and helping people launch their careers, or not just a career, but maybe a restaurant or your new network job.
Yeah. So the PR thing kind of happened very randomly. I was working for Gannett, so like the Home News Tribune, remember the Home News? And Asbury Park Press. And then I had worked for the Star Ledger for a little while. We had recessions, like all this stuff was happening. So I was interviewing, and I was having a hard time getting jobs now because I wanted to do more marketing-based things and not advertising sales. So somebody I was dating at the time was a recruiter, and he said, I know this woman who's like a headhunter. I'm going to introduce you. Okay, great. So she's like, can I take you out to lunch? I'm like, all right, kind of weird, but we're having lunch here today, so it shouldn't have been weird, but it was weird back then. And she sat me down and she said, listen, I've just been thinking about your entire history, the things that you love to do in entertainment, the Rolodex of people you know. I think you should be a publicist. She said, I have a book called Absolutely Abby's 101 Job Search Secrets. I want to live in an RV with my husband, travel around the country, and help 1 million job seekers find jobs. Will you take me on as your first client? And that's how it started. We did a total career makeover contest as my first event that I did with, remember Jerseylicious?
Yes.
Yeah, we had like the cast of Jerseylicious who did the makeovers, and It was fun.
I'm glad that you're still grinding and doing what you're doing.
You can't
And
stop. And when you're an entrepreneur, you can't stop.
Well,
And go ahead.
I think it's great that you mentioned food at the particular moment that I think food is coming
Food.
this
oh,
way.
there is food.
Now, we are sitting in a beautiful restaurant. We're going to talk all about the restaurant, but here comes the owner of the restaurant. Come on over here.
Come here.
This is Brian.
Oh, is everybody?
Who also
cool?
happens to
Hello,
be
Brian.
my cousin.
Brian Kirpin. His wife Stephanie's in the kitchen, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
on the pastry.
we're sitting in
Yeah,
his
he's very
restaurant.
tall.
Yes. This is Angelina's Bistro and Catering on Park Avenue here in Scotch Plains. So I thought it would be great to do this interview this afternoon. Look at he's crouching down. But why not have some snacks
Look at this, guys.
while we're doing this interview?
Yes. Brian,
And we'll
what
have
is
Brian
this?
even
Look at
explain
this.
it to us.
So this is our duck poutine.
Duck poutine.
So it's
That
duck
sounds like a bad
confit
word.
with a
Crouch
little bit
down.
of duck gravy, and it's deep fried gnocchi with a little bit of salsa verde and a little bit of smoked paprika to
Smells
start
good.
off.
It looks almost too pretty to eat.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yours doesn't have cheese curd. I
Thank
don't want
you.
to get you sick.
Yeah.
Mine has cheese on it.
Yes, sir.
Yours
I
has
love
cheese.
cheese.
Excellent.
And what is this? This is on the menu?
Yes, sir. It's
All right.
on the appetizers.
It's under appetizer. We're having an
Oh my
appetizer.
gosh, so good.
So it's right here, the gnocchi poutine.
And gnocchi poutine. You know what poutine is in Canada? It's French fries with gravy on it and cheese. You know what French
That's what I
fries and
taste
gravy
gravy.
on it in New Jersey is? Disco fries.
fries.
It's
So I took a little mix of everything, and I took a little bit of the touch from Canada, a little bit of French, a little bit of mix of everything.
Oh my gosh, Brian, this is so good.
So please
And
enjoy.
I'm not just saying that because he's my cousin. I'm the pickiest eater you're ever going to meet.
This is the gnocchi.
This is so
Look
good.
how nice.
He's homemade, of course.
Oh
Come
man,
on.
that's really great.
Excellent.
That's really great. Let's try something else out of this plate while Brian's sitting here explaining it to us.
So that's the salsa verde. So when you mix everything together, the flavor profiles, it just gives that little vinegar punch to it. And on your plate,
I love the
white
way it-
is the cheese curd.
I love the way a chef talks. There's a little punch to it.
You know,
All right, so this
little
meat
1-2
here-
punch.
This meat here you said is duck?
yes. So we slowly cook duck in fat until it slowly shreds apart with a little bit of seasoning into it. And then we make our stock out of the bones with the chicken bones, and we make a gravy out of it.
Ooh.
I love
Can I
that.
eat this? What's this little green thing?
Yep, that's edible. Everything on the plate is edible. On top is a little bit of wasabi greens, and this way you get a little
Wow,
bit of a
stop.
spice to go with it.
Edible. Oh,
This is edible?
Yep,
It's a leaf.
it's a basil tuile.
It's a basil tweel.
come on now. Basil tweel.
Yeah,
I don't know what a basil tweel is,
basil
but if
tweel.
he said I could eat it, I'm going to eat it.
you can trust me.
How am I supposed to eat this? Sprinkle it up on my food or just bite it?
It's
Just
like
bite
a-
right into it. It's like a cracker.
That's cool.
This is so good.
I see the chunks of
I'm
cheese
coming
in
here
my
every
plate.
day.
So it's a Wisconsin
see.
cheese curd.
Want some, Ma?
Wow.
I'm just banging, Brian.
You can't have cheese.
I can't have cheese.
The
I'll
Not
eat your
anymore.
cheese.
just plays nice together. It sounds a little weird on the menu, but as you guys said, it's good.
It sounds weird.
It does.
So listen, I'm going to put it all together now because I'm in Italian what they call a gavone. I want all the flavors to burst in my mouth at one time. So I'm assuming this is the cheese.
Yep,
This is the gnocchi.
yep.
You gotta
You
get some
a
of the
little bit
duck.
I got to get a little duck on my fork. I'm going to fork my duck.
Come on, Jim.
Dip it
Huh?
right in the gravy.
Huh? Yeah, I got to get some sauce on it.
Some sauce.
Gravy.
Some brown sauce.
There's a lot of stuff here.
Do it.
How'd I do?
Oh, man. I try not to curse on my show because I know there's a lot of kids listening and watching. But if I said it's good, I'm really not telling the truth. It's fucking good.
This is kind of like
See the
soul
difference?
food, right? Don't you like? I feel good and happy.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what it's all about. All of the food that you'll be trying today is just love.
did
It's
you
my
hear what he
expression
just
on the
said?
plate.
All the food you're going to be trying.
Oh, there's plenty. So I mean,
All right.
we got some more coming out.
All right.
But I'll let you be. Let me get back to work.
Thanks,
Thank
Brian.
you.
Oh my god.
Oh
We're drinking Coca-Cola.
Nectar of the gods
But this Coca-Cola is like the real Coca-Cola.
comes in the glass bottle.
Let me see. It's a different Coca-Cola. You got to get them specifically somewhere. Sometimes when you get them, they don't even have English on it. It's written in
The Mexican
Spanish,
Coke.
Mexican.
They use real sugar, not high fructose corn syrup.
No refills.
See, look, refresco.
Yeah. You can't even read it. That's when you know it's going to be good. What's it say? I don't know. Let me have one.
What's it? I don't know. Let me have it.
Tell us about the show that you're on now and how we could tune in and watch you. And I'd like to be on the show. I know you had.
I've been asking you, but you're always so busy, flying everywhere. This man's in like a different state every other day.
I'm trying. I want to stay up on the comedy train. A lot of good things going on, and we're going to stay involved because I think if everything goes right and we shoot this TV series that I wrote, reconstructing Jersey, about my life growing up here in this town, we'll involve all the people on the boulevard, the people in the town, because they're funny.
Let's do it.
They're funny. Blue collar, all American people who would probably rather have a sandwich than become superstars. There's something wrong with us. I don't know
There
why
is.
we wouldn't be superstars. I'd rather have a sandwich, but not anymore. So tell us about the TV show.
Yeah, so I have a show now, a talk show on News 12, just called The Piper Harlow Show. And I found a way to kind of marry the two things that are important to me in life, which is entrepreneurship and entertainment. So I wanted to create a space for startups, for artists, for entertainers who don't necessarily have an easy option to get on TV to get exposure for themselves, right? Because you can have a great song, you can have a great movie, you know, indie film, whatever it is, but if you're not getting exposure, that's really not going to go very far. And as a publicist, if you don't already have tape, if they don't see what you look like and what you talk like on an interview, they're not going to put you on air. So I created a space to give that opportunity to people.
Well, that's fantastic because you're right. Sometimes the most talented people you'll never know about.
Yeah, sad.
Because this is a lot of luck, nepotism, who you know, walking down the right street on the right day. I mean,
To the right comedy show on the right day.
when I was a kid, I used to crash commercial auditions because I could never get in.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until I crashed one and booked it that they said, okay. I was told I would never work in this business because I sounded like I was from New Jersey. And then
Go figure.
Yeah, and now all I do is emphasize on it
Yeah.
and make more money that way. But it's brutal. But sometimes you get that little magic that comes out of nowhere, and your fans actually could be the ones to launch your career because you
100%.
can't stop them.
100%. 100%. And that's, I think the fans are the most important thing. They can make you or break you.
Absolutely. How
Gotta
many
do right.
how many nights a week can we watch your show?
So it's on Sundays at 11 on News 12 Plus. We've only had 2 episodes air, so the third one's coming up, and you're going to be on one as well.
I'd love to be on the
Yes.
show.
In fact, we had.
I'm glad that you have your own show. That is so
Thank you.
stellar.
Thank you. Well, what we were talking about before, you kind of have to make your own way, right?
Yeah.
So if things aren't happening for you, figure out how to make it work for yourself.
Plus, with a show like that, you're going to get a lot of other work because people are going to be like, wow, what a great show. Piper looks really, really great. Maybe she will do a live appearance and come too.
And that's part of it, exactly. I want, I'm not my clothes are a little extravagant. I'm a little over the top, but that's who I am, and I enjoy that. I'm an entertainer, and I wanted to put that on the show. This is not your typical boring talk show where people just sit there and talk and ask a few questions. We have some fun skits that are coming on and some comedy acts. In fact, we have your opening act, who's going to be on our next episode.
I'm glad that
Because
you're
you were
having.
too busy to be there.
I'm glad that you're having comedians on this show because
Yes.
we all need a platform.
Yeah.
Some people have big social media, some people don't have any. But you could just say one quick joke on a talk show and
You're
boom,
in.
everybody
You're in.
loves it.
I love it. It's so much fun when the comedians come on.
I can't wait to come on the show. We're going to cause a lot of
Yes,
controversy.
that's what's up. That's what I want to do. You have to. If you try to be average and fit into the mold of what everybody says you should do, you're never going to go anywhere.
Quite some time ago, I really don't remember the year, but I was asked to be the face and the voice of a thing called 6 Hour Power.
Oh boy, here we go.
6 Hour Power, and they said to me, they like jokes that I've been doing in my act. And I says, but the jokes don't match your product. Why would I do that? And well, we want to talk about how you whacked Osama bin Laden. I go, in a TV commercial? How does that work? And they said, well, how about $30,000? I said, it works. It works really,
Works
really
now.
good. I can't wait to talk about 6 Hour Power. It's delicious. I
Can't
had
believe
one
you never
yesterday.
thought about it before.
Yeah, 6, screw 5. Why don't we go for 8?
8.
Just that fast. But at that time, the ad agency was that woman. I forgot her name.
I'm not going to say it.
Okay. She said, why don't you write the 3 commercials and we'll shoot them at a
And
comedy
that was
club.
an on-the-spot thing, though. Because when I came to that comedy club, they were like, give me something different. Give me something different. And you
Yeah.
kept having to come up with it on the spot.
Yes.
Which I thought, by the way, was phenomenal. Because I can't do that. I've never done comedy. Maybe one day. I'll do like 2 minutes.
That I could do. And the reason why I invited Piper is because I knew she was in PR. I figured we're going to capitalize on all of this and we're all going to work. Everybody's going to have fun. So I went down to the comedy club and I asked if we could shoot in there, and they paid him pretty nicely, right?
Yeah.
And shot these 3 commercials that had silliness to it, but a tag called, instead of getting 5 Hour Power for the same price, you can get 6 Hour Power. Or instead of 5 Hour energy drink, you can get 6 for the price of 1. Whatever it was, but I do remember saying to those people, are you sure you can say this?
I remember that.
Because I don't think that is real. Is it fake? Is it just sugar? Because one of the commercials, I said I went to see the doctor, and the doctor said you need 2 shots. 2
That's
shots.
right. Yep.
Which stems from a joke. And I says I don't drink 6 Hour Power, but give me the money. And I think it was 6 months later when the lady called me and said they're airing, they were getting big this, big this. And then I got a phone call saying we're not going to shoot the next 3, we're only going to keep these 3. And I says, well, you owe me the rest of the money.
Yeah.
I said, I'm in Screen Actors Guild, you got to give me my money.
It's in the contract.
And they said no, because I didn't do what I said that I would do. And I says, no, you're getting sued because you did what I told you don't do.
Yep.
You're claiming that stuff keeps you awake for 6 hours, and it doesn't. And you didn't register whatever that FCC is.
You have to do, the trademark, the FCC, all of that
Yeah.
stuff.
So they faked it, and they didn't want to give me the rest of my money. But you were there. Do you remember the lady was kind of rude to you when you came?
Yes.
I'm like, wait,
Then
no,
she
she's
became
my
my
publicist.
client years later.
That's so wild. Take
After
her.
she got fired.
That's just crazy. But that's showbiz in a nutshell. You get blamed for doing something they hire you to do.
Yeah.
And she's the one that was supposed to write the copy, not me.
There was none of that. I specifically remember sitting in the back of the room, and it was just, it was like freestyling.
I freestyle.
Yeah.
I'm freestyling now.
Ooh, hi.
So here's our chef. He came back on screen at a perfect time because I would love to taste something else.
Absolutely.
This
Welcome,
is
grab
absolutely
this.
fantastic.
Well, I'm
Don't
gonna
put it
finish this
anywhere.
later.
We're going to finish this
I'll just
later.
move
Yeah,
it to the side.
okay.
for
Move it to
now.
the side.
Thank you.
And then you go grab your next dish.
Oh, thanks,
Please
Brian.
do. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever in the Scotch Plains area, whether you're coming to visit this cool town, because there's so many cool things to do, especially around the fall and the winter, the tree lighting, and
So it's literally right there, like right on the other side of the window, the tree.
yeah, that's right.
So come
Stop
here.
in here. It's brand new. This restaurant's only been open, I guess, about a month, maybe 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And we're here in the middle of the afternoon, just having some fun. It's called Angelina's Bistro and Catering. Not only is it a sit-down restaurant, but you can order and have some catering come to your house. I'll give you all the details on how you could find it. I have a menu in front of me, which is really, really cool. And here's the other side of this menu. And you're related to Brian?
He's my cousin. Yep.
Nothing like being related to a guy
That's
who's
what
a
happens
chef.
when you're in Jersey.
You're gonna eat good.
Everybody's right. We're all somehow related. And it's usually pretty busy in here, so I would say make reservations.
Yeah.
They just opened up early for us.
For us.
To come in here. Yeah.
Crawfish mac and cheese.
Yeah, Brian doesn't mess around. There's some interesting things
This
on this
menu is crazy. I can't even, excuse me, I can't even pronounce half the things that are on here. But just so you know, ladies and gentlemen, it's Brian Kirpan. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. His wife is Stephanie. She's in the kitchen. They're making us some cool foods that we're going to sample right here. Angelina's Bistro and Catering, 391 Park Avenue, Scotch Plains, New Jersey. I don't live too far from here. You can look them up on the internet, angelinasbistrocatering.com, or give them a call, 908-588-2878. You heard it here. Here comes something else.
Yours.
Oh my goodness.
She said, oh, 3 times.
You have the traditional
Oh!
cheese.
Right?
Oh!
Look at look at
This
this.
is our USDA
Oh,
Prime
shit.
10-ounce burger. In everything bun that we make from scratch.
We got to go.
He smokes the bacon
I got
here.
the bacon smoking out back again. We make our own homemade pickles on the fries.
Look at that.
I don't even know if I could eat this in front of the camera.
Yeah, we're gonna look really,
might
really
have to-
like real gavones biting into this stuff on the camera, but we're gonna do it.
Would you
Food
like
porn.
a fork and knife?
You know what? This could be
got
our
to-
way out. Hold on.
You gotta try the burger.
We just plugged your restaurant and plugged you, folks.
Thank
This
you.
is some serious food, and I have to bite this on
Go ahead,
camera.
you do it. I've got lipstick on, which is probably gonna go on my chin. if
We're
I
gonna
eat.
get ready to get going, but we're gonna sail off with big mouths filled with food. Tell everybody how they can find you on all your social media.
Oh, you can find
No.
me at...
Go ahead.
We did you, but you go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. No,
Go ahead,
no,
Brian.
Please.
No,
I
no,
didn't
go
know
ahead.
who you were talking
You got
to.
personal ones too.
Yeah, I mean, basically just Angelina's Bistro Catering. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're willing to customize everything. We just want to make people happy and enjoy food.
And
These
Piper, would you
fries.
tell everybody where they can find you on all your social media?
The best place I'm mostly on Instagram is Piper_Harlow. If you want to be on the show, if you're interested in being a guest, you can go to thepiperharlowshow.com. There's a little tab there, or just email bookings at the Piper Harlow Show. My website, if you want to work with the PR company, is simply piperharlow.com. Just brand in the whole name, make it easy to find, and that's it. Yeah, hit
All
me
right.
up.
Well, we're going to get ready to say goodbye, but we're going to do this first and see if we can actually say
ready?
anything. Come on, put it up. Put it up.
Mine's dripping.
Are they the same?
Yep.
The same?
No, yours has cheese.
There's bacon on here. There's
Bacon,
cheese
there's
on
some
here.
kind of sauce. What's
There's
the
a-
sauce,
The
Brian?
sauce is a pickle aioli, because
It's-
everybody likes pickles on the burgers.
All right, come on.
Piper's Pickles.
Come on.
All right, ready? 1, 2,
Cheers.
3.
Bumping burgers. Ooh, bumping burgers. Her mother's watching.
We're bumping
We're
buns.
bumping. Oh, that's.
I used to think that, like on TV shows, when they would cook food and they would bite into it, that they just would make those noises for ratings, but this is so good. Oh my god.
Thank you.
No
I
lie.
truly appreciate it.
That's what's up.
And do you get a better compliment than that ever?
And Brian will help you figure out what you want to eat. He's really good. He comes out and he talks to all the customers that are
I'm
here.
out at every table, every night.
Every customer. He will
If
help
you
you.
bring in a bottle of wine, I'll help you pair everything through, walk you through everything. When you come here, we want you to feel like you're at home.
We're at home. We're in the basement. We're going to sign off, the 3 of us, just like this. Hold on a minute. That was really good. It's really,
good.
really. The food is fantastic here. You got to come, ladies and gentlemen. We might even be still here.
Probably. I'm going to
because
get the itis and just fall asleep in the chairs when I'm done eating all this.
you got all the information. We got to get going. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching another episode of Live from My Mother's Basement. You know the motto, make America Italian again.
Yes.
You don't know nothing, you don't see nothing,
Nope.
and you don't say nothing.
Nope.
And how do I end every single one of my podcasts by saying the same thing with my guests? Don't take no shit from nobody. You
Hell
ready?
yeah.
Don't take no shit from nobody.
Hey folks, I hope you're enjoying watching my podcast live from my mother's basement. We're having a lot of fun, and I'm going to have a lot of great guests on the show in the future. So if you like it, hit like. You could also leave a comment. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch other funny videos. And you could also listen to my podcast on your favorite podcast app like Spotify and iTunes.